Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone else in between, I'm back. I'm back making these auction videos. I know I didn't make yesterday's one. To be fair, there really wasn't much to go by. I mean, if we have to go back and have a look, I'd probably recommend getting the T55A, then the Type 57, then the Kayla, and then the STRV 81, especially at these prices. Definitely not at the Type 57's price, but if you guys still have this auction, make sure you go for those. Now, for this one here, there really isn't any good tanks available, apart from maybe the Panzer, the Kampfpanzer PR68. This is a pretty nice tank, actually. It's quite rare, because not many people knew about it when it was released, or the fact that they purchased this thing. I purchased it at basically the same price when it came out in the Black Friday auctions, so it's a decent tank. Now, surprise, surprise, the Strv K, no one has bought this tank yet. Well, sorry, let me rephrase that. It's almost going to be sold out, but it's basically been an hour and no one's bought this thing. Hasn't sold out. It's a good tank. Don't get me wrong. The Strv K is a decent tank, but it's not what it used to be. When this thing, a few patches ago, was actually very, very good. This was basically a heavium. That's what it was. It was basically a Centurion 7.1 with a 120mm gun. It was a very, very nice tank. I know it's only got 350 alpha. Let me actually have a look. I've got this tank here. It's a Swedish T10 for obvious reasons. Here we go. Strv K. Let's have a look at the gun. It is a 105mm. Sorry, my bad. It's not a 120. It's a 105. My bad. It's a 105mm gun. It's got a 3.9 second aim time, 0.336 dispersion, so not bad at all. It's got 2900 DPM. I haven't equipped this tank yet, for obvious reasons, but if I go into here and I put, obviously, calibrated shells, which is what I would run this thing with, to be honest with you, not a gun rammer, you can have a look and see. Oh, if I run full provisions, let's have a look. Full provisions, let's see what this DPM is going to get up to. Let's have a look. So DPM is now 3093, 3.7 second aim time, 0.317 dispersion. It's got nice dispersion. Aim time is a little bit iffy, but I mean, it's doable. Of course, if you're running this with enhanced gun laying drive and refined gun, you probably will be better off in terms of accuracy, 100%, especially the refined gun. It's very, very good. It's got a 6.79 second reload with, of course, full provisions and calibrated shells. You don't need gun rammer on this thing. Run calibrated shells, because the pen is going to be 275 on your AP, 331 on your APCR. It doesn't have heat, and it's got 57 on your high explosive. You're doing 350 per shot, and 400 if you pen with your HE. It's got 9 degrees of gun depression, not 10, which is a bit unfortunate there. And in terms of mobility, this thing goes 47 kilometers per hour top speed with 31 on average. And the tank itself has very nice armor indeed. 2300 hit points, 210 mils on the front of the turret. It's got 100 on the hull, which is not that good if I'm honest with you. It's basically a medium tank armor profile. Like I said, it's a T10 Centurion 7.1, but as a Swedish tank and a 105mm that doesn't have hesh. As cool as it looks, I love the way this thing looks, especially with this camo. It's not as good as you may think, which is probably why this thing is still for sale after over an hour. Usually the T10s, they sell out pretty quickly, but for some reason, this didn't. So, yeah, there you go. Is it worth 15,000 gold? Absolutely not. Wait for this thing to be as cheap as possible before you go and buy it. Now, this thing, the Kampfpanzer PR68P, I actually own this. I actually own all of these tanks. So let's actually go into our German medium tanks. There it is, the beauty. This is basically a T8 mystery tank, the Kampfpanzer 07P. It's a nice tank. It's 150 mils on the front of the turret, so it doesn't have a lot of armor on the turret, but it's decent enough that you will bounce. The hull is only 60, though. You're not going to bounce a lot of shots on your hull. Just be wary of that. You do have a massive plate of, like, what do you call it? Spaced armor. So if someone hits you with HE or with heat, they're not going to pen you. It's just going to bounce. What else has it got? That's decent. The gun is 120mm. With the equipment that I've got and the provisions, you're getting a 3.7 second aim time, 0.308 dispersion, which is quite good actually. It's 2000 DPM, so not a lot of DPM, but it's got 11-second reload. It's got 201 mils of AP pen, not the best, but is a tier 8. And it's only got 258 mils of APCR pen, and that's because I'm running this with gun rammer. Now, if I'm running this with calibrated shells, which I probably should, you can see the pen values have actually gone up. Let's have a look here. So it's basically got 2000 DPM, realistically speaking, but it has 217 mils of AP pen right now, 271 on the APCR, and 54 on the HE. So it's much better to run this with calibrated shells than with gun rammer. Now, you do have 380 hit points of damage as your average hit points of damage. You can get 500 on your HE, which is quite nice. 9 degrees gun depression, which really does help in a sort of hold down situation. In terms of your mobility, you have a 45 kilometer per hour top speed with 35 as your average, and your terrain resistance, that's not bad at all. It's a nice tank. It's just, it's unfortunately held back by the armor profile. The armor profile is not that good. Imagine this as a Leopard PTA of sorts, but with a much less accurate gun and slightly more armor. So that's what it feels like. So that's the Kampfpanzer PR68P. Now the Lowe is an interesting one. The Lowe is it worth 9,000 gold? No, just wait for this thing to be as cheap as possible and then buy it. That would be my thing. This is more of a tank where you buy it because you want something in your collection. That's probably why you buy this thing. Now, the Lowe, this is an interesting tank, okay? I personally don't like playing this thing. It's just big, it's huge. Yes, it's got a decent armor profile, 172 mils on the front of the hull, which is very, very nice. Only 84 on the sides though, so you can technically side scrape, but yeah. Anyway, 167 mils on the front of the turret, which is quite nice, and 112 on the sides. In terms of the gun, it's a 105mm, okay? Now, you've got very good pen straight off the bat anyway, so technically you can run this thing with gun rammer, gives you 2100 DPM, but if I were to run this thing with calibrated shells, you're about to see what's going to happen with the pen. So you've got 2000 DPM, so it doesn't really affect the reload much. You've got a 9-second reload now. The accuracy is 4.3 second aim time, but of course if you're running this with gun laying drive and refined gun, it's going to be a lot better now. 0.299 dispersion, so actually quite accurate. It's actually quite accurate. Okay, the gun handling is very nice, but the accuracy is somewhat good. Okay, now, it's got 253 mils of AP pen with calibrated shells, don't forget. 309 APCR pen, again, it's calibrated shells, baby. Over 300 mils of pen. Let's go. For a tier 8 heavy tank, dude, come on. And 65 on your HE, which is very good. You're doing 310 alpha per shot, 420 on your HE. 8 degrees of gun depression, which is quite nice. In terms of mobility, though, oh boy, your top speed is 35. Most likely you're going to be doing around 22 kilometers per hour. Would I take this over, let's say, an E75 TS? No, I prefer this tank. And a tank that's even better than this is the one that was in the auction yesterday, which was this one, the Cougar. The Cougar is actually a better tank than both of those tanks because it takes what is good about the Lowe and what's good about the E75 TS and puts them together. And that's the Lowe's got a rounded turret and good DPM and good amount of pen. And this basically has the same sort of scenario. So that would have been my pick. Is this worth 7,500 gold? No. Wait for this to be as cheap as possible. This thing is always in the store. It's always for a very good price. Wait for it to be as cheap as possible. Seriously, I'm being serious. Now, STG, 7,500 gold. Boy, this thing is just... Why? That's my question. Why? This is the STG. T8. Here we go. STG. This is a decent tank, actually. Surprise, surprise. Why am I running this with gun rammer? Calibrate shells. Always. Calibrate shells. This is an interesting tank. It's got 210 mils in front of the top. People seem to not like this thing. I quite like it. It's a nice tank. The only problem is it doesn't perform as well as the statistics seem to suggest. Again, I personally like this thing, but anyway, it is what it is. 210 mils on the front of the turret is quite nice indeed. Only 70 on the sides though, so to be wary of that. You have 100 on the hull, but you can side scrape, technically. Technically, you have to side scrape in a very steep angle for it to be effective, because you're returrented. It's a big thing. You've only got 45 mils of your sidearm, which means if you ever so slightly over angle, you're going to be penned all day long. You're going to be overmatched by anything above a 120 or a 130 millimeter. So just be careful. Okay. Now, in terms of the gun, it's a 120 millimeter gun, or 122, I should probably say. Your aim time is 2.3, which is amazing. Amazing. Accuracy is amazing. And if you're running this with refined gun, you're going to get this thing to 0.308 dispersion. So it really is an amazing gun in terms of accuracy and gun handling. It's amazing. But it's only got 1700 DPM. It's got a 13-second reload. It's 194 mils of AP pen, 236 on your APCR. So absolutely dog shit. Dog shit. It's a T8 122mm gun with horrendous standard penetration. You're not going to pen a lot of tier 8 heavy tanks at the front, and let alone T9 heavy tanks. So even if you're running this with calibrated shells, the pen is not the best. So just keep that in mind. 400 alpha, which is quite nice compared to the PR 38, whatever you want to call it. And 500 on your HE. Only 5 degrees of gun depression though. That is... Ooh, that is so painful. So just keep that in mind. But you do go 50 kilometers per hour top speed, which is quite nice. And 36 is your average. Is this tank good? I mean, yeah, it is good. But it's just... It's okay. It's okay. Is it worth the price? No. I don't think any of these tanks, to be honest with you, are worth the prices that they have. I would recommend just waiting for these things to be as cheap as possible before you purchase them, if you really want to purchase them. Otherwise, I would just say, just wait for the next round. Wait for when the Soul, when the freaking Lightbringer comes in, for instance, or the Helsing, or the Drak, or any of those tanks that, was on Eason's leaked list. Now, Eason obviously leaked the list. I'm just going by according what he's saying. And I don't know if it's true or not, but according to the list, there are other tanks that are coming. Who knows? Maybe the 114 might come. I don't know. Regardless, hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to let me know in the comments down below what you think. Otherwise, look after yourselves, look after your friends and family, peace in the Middle East, and stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.